Hello, 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 and welcome to the Bridges and Beacons podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Meyerson, and I am so excited today because on the other side of the virtual table from me is my friend, Bev Young, who is also a podcaster. I'm going to read her bio to you, and then we're going to get into it because I don't know about you. If you're a listening listener and you are a podcaster, like there is something really cool about hanging with a podcaster because we're in the vibes. We're already ready to get the juices flowing. So Bev Young is a soulful digital strategist and brand storyteller who empowers purpose-driven entrepreneurs to elevate their online presence with clarity and heart. Her work blends intuitive design with marketing strategies seamlessly to create digital platforms that don't just look good, but feel aligned and create real impact. Bev, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Kelly. That what you just said there, that's a fancy way of saying web designer.
Yeah. But you know what? Like it's so much more than that. You're so much more than just a web designer because it's what informs you in your work. You
Yeah.
know, you're really cultivating a space for spiritual entrepreneurs to have support from someone who has a podcast that's all about entrepreneurs with that spiritual lens. So you and I have had a grand old time since we met, sending each other people back and forth, like,
Oh,
oh my gosh, this is going to be a great conversation for you. You got to talk to this person. And I think that is what I love about podcasting. At least in the podcasting that we do, there's zero competition. I'm hyping you up everywhere I go because people will always say to me, all right, it's used to be the Mystic Nerd Squad podcast. It's now Bridges and Beacons podcast, still spirituality, still, science and data kind of bringing that intuition and logic together. But people come on and they say, I want to go on a podcast like yours. I want to talk to somebody who has this comfort and ease with talking about all things spiritual. So I think it's really one of the cool, fun things that we get to do. Just like, send each other these gifts of interviews that we get to have with people.
I love it because I open up my email. Oh, here's another Prezi from Kelly. There's another person I can talk to. This is so awesome. But yeah, I mean, I don't do you do only interviews?
Mostly. Yeah.
Mostly
It's
interviews.
a rare time. I don't know. Do you only do
Yeah.
interviews or do you
I
like to, yeah.
I haven't expounded on my own yet. I'm just doing interviews, but uh, I love doing interviews so much because as we were just saying earlier, these people are high vibe that we're talking to,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I am
Mm-hmm.
interested in raising the vibration of me primarily, and because I'm a selfish person, and secondarily, the planet would also be nice to raise that vibration. But these people do that, and just by being who they are, and it's quite amazing. And you mentioned the logic mixed with the intuitive, which I
Mm-hmm.
love
Mm-hmm.
because this is what I do in my business too, in web design. You know, my clients have the magic and I have the logic. I have some intuition as well, and I use that in my process, which I think they relate to quite well. But I like to say I add the logic, I provide the logic without losing the magic, because there are certain sort of nuts and bolts that have
Mm-hmm.
to be in a website. I don't care who
Mm-hmm.
you are. So you need functionality, you need a platform, you need plugins, you need et cetera, et cetera. But with the spiritual entrepreneurs, what I find is they go at this marketing thing a completely different way than maybe some other people. And I don't like to generalize, but if you say to Mr. Average business owner, what are your goals for this year or this month, and they'll probably say something like, I want to generate 20% more leads or increase my income by X amount. Yes, the same question to a spiritual entrepreneur. It's not that they don't want those things. Those are the things they do. They just have a completely different perspective on it. And they'll say something like, I want to help 100 people understand their soul's purpose so they can live their best life sustainably. And so it's a completely different perspective, but they're not that far apart, really,
Mm-hmm.
when you really think about it. So, yeah, that I love that about them. I love working with them because of the vibe and just because they have that perspective, which I think is so
Mm.
cool.
Yes, I love that. Oh, you know what I didn't ask you, Bev?
What
If you know off the top of your head, do you know your human design?
generator?
You're a generator. Do you know any more other than that? Like
I do.
you're open and oh, go for it.
Open? I don't know. I don't know about
Like
open.
in terms of your like open centers and defined centers. Like you said, you
I have authority, inner authority,
inner
sac
authority,
sacral.
sacral. Gotcha.
I have, is it profile or something? 3, 5.
You're a 3-5. Ooh, I love that.
And
That makes
and
sense.
I have satisfaction and frustration as
Mm-hmm.
the two things. I might have other information too, but that's what I got.
Awesome. I love that. Okay.
What does it mean?
This, what does it mean? Well, just, if you just start from type as a generator, you have sacral energy. So you have the energy to work. You have that motor that kind of keeps you going. So, anybody who's a generator has energy consistently versus people who are not generators, manifestors, reflectors, projectors. They do not have sacral definition, so their energy is inconsistent. So, and because we're generators, we need to burn our batteries every day. So, and it can't be just like we can't just burn our mental battery. We also have to burn our physical battery. So, if you're listening, listener, if you've ever found yourself lying in bed and you're like, I'm just not tired, it may be that you didn't burn your physical energy enough. We kind of need to move our bodies. It's so funny because I'm a manifesting generator, my husband's a generator, my son's a generator. And manifesting generators are a little bit different in our energy. Like we do need to burn it, but we kind of use it differently. Whereas like generators, if they get to the end of the day, like I used to go crazy because my husband and my son would be like wrestling before bed. And meanwhile, I'm like, I need to lower the lights. I need to like, do like tea and quiet time. And like I
Mhm.
can't go from like 60 miles an hour to zero. I have to like strategically wind myself down. But if they get towards bedtime and they have any energy left to burn, they just burn it.
Yeah.
And when I finally read that, I read that in one of my friends in the human design world. Her name is April Porter. She wrote a book all about that, like understanding children and their human design and how to parent the child that you have. And it was in that book that I read that, and I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. It's because
Yeah.
we're different energy types. They need to
Exactly.
burn their energy. So that's one part of being a generator. You have sacral authority, which means that you get your sense of like yeses and no as like a whole body yes or no, and it might sound like mm-hmm, physically moving your body or shaking your head, right. So and when you tune into that authority, you sort of know whether something is for you or not. It might
Mm,
also be like if you were to, test your yeses and nos doing like a biofeedback, like standing and swaying, or there's all different ways that you could do it, putting your arm up and pushing it down. but you would get the sense if you ask some like questions that you know are yes, like how your body says yes. Does it lean forward? Do you
Um,
say, I feel like generators that or people that have that sacral authority are more likely to make happy sounds with their food. Yeah.
I
Just
hope
an
not.
observation.
I hate food
Like,
sounds.
like no, like not sounds eating your food, but like,
Oh,
like that tastes good. Like,
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Do that
So
occasionally. Yeah.
that's
I
that.
do, yeah, I do resonate what you said about sort of the go constantly producing, because I've been doing that since grade two. I mean, I remember
Mm-hmm.
just constantly being asking for homework and things like that at school because
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to,
Keep it going. Keep it coming. I
yeah,
got
yeah,
I got
yeah.
more juice to burn
I
here.
got, but as I get older, I don't have those bursts of energy like you at the end of the day. That's for sure. I'm like you now.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
abused it all up. Yeah, and I think the other thing about that is you want to be doing things that satisfaction and frustration. Those I like to call those like your signs of alignment, whether you're feeling satisfied or frustrated. So when you're feeling frustrated, you're probably not doing enough that lights you up. So it sounds like for you, your work, your podcast, the things that you're doing are lighting you up. And so you're not really like costing yourself any energy to do that. But when you have to force yourself to do things that you don't enjoy, or like people that work in industries that they're just miserable and they go every day, like that's when you start to actually get sick and it starts to affect your body. You go through burnout. And generators don't necessarily experience burnout where like they're like shut down and on the couch. They can, but a lot of times they have functional burnout, which means that you just keep going, but you're like a shell of yourself. So, and I didn't know that until like, just within the past few years. And when I realized that, I was like, oh yeah, I get that. Like where you just keep going, but you don't feel good, but you can show up and you can do the work and do as much as you were doing before.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
I see that. I've done that, and I often find if there's something I don't want to do for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a wall comes up. But
Mm-hmm.
if I do it anyway, by the end of it, I'm really glad I did it. So
If it's like
I
something good for you.
I think it's a false a false
Mm.
barrier or something.
Mm.
I think there's something else there. I'm not sure
Mm.
because I mean I'm horribly introverted as well. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's something like where I have to have to or I'm going to do speaking or something like that,
Mm.
I'm going to be apprehensive about it. And I may even think, you know what, it'd be easier just to not do this at all.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that sounds like some like fear, which could be purpose driven fear, but it could also be whether or not your throat is defined.
Mm,
So if your throat is not defined, then you have inconsistent energy for speaking. And interestingly enough, you were saying, typically your episodes are you're speaking to someone, but that's like another feature of generators. Our role is to respond.
mm,
So it's so much easier for us to exist in conversations than to just go off the cuff. So depending on whether or not you have a defined throat, you may not have consistent energy to speak like that. But because you're a generator, you can respond to things. Like to me, that's like the easiest thing ever to have a conversation with someone. Responding just like goes very easily.
just going back and forth. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally get it. I agree.
Yeah.
They're like what we're doing right now is very comfortable. So
Totally.
yeah, absolutely
Um,
awesome.
I was gonna say the 3-5 is really cool because
Oh,
it means like when the first number is lower, it means you have a personal profile. So like you experience things yourself. So the 3 is all about experience and can have like the side of like a lot of failure, but it's not failure because you did anything wrong. It's because you're designed to like try, break, try again, nope, try again, yep, that worked. But because you're the five, that's like leadership vibes. So like you figure out how something works and then you can help someone else. It's what makes you really good at doing web design and helping people with their web design, because you're like, I've tried this a million times. You don't have to try it. I can tell you how to do it. I love that.
Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And I love figuring out stuff
Mm,
that's broken. Why is it
mm,
broken? And
mm-hmm.
fixing it. Which I find interesting because that's almost like an engineering kind of mindset for somebody that also loves design. But I guess there's two sides to just about everybody,
Mm.
at
Well, and
least.
I would wonder, yeah, I would wonder, we'll have to like at the end of the show when we go offline, I'll get all your details so we can look at your chart together. But I'm curious if maybe you have some definition in your head or your ajna, and then like your spleen is defined. So that's where like you're getting that intuitive piece. So you literally could be like one of those people who's got all the intuition, and then you've also got like the head piece, the logical piece.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Because when I'm working with just as an example, I'm working with a
Uh-huh.
client. My process is a little different than other web designers. A lot of people will give a client a bunch of wireframes or a picture of squares and lines and triangles and stuff. And I don't do that because it doesn't mean anything to them, I don't think. And I just don't work that way. So the way I do it is I have a conversation. Somehow by the end of the conversation, or maybe the next conversation, the vision for the entire look and feel of this website pops into my brain. So all I have to
Mm.
do is translate it into a live prototype, and that's what I show the client, which is lots of fun because it's kind of like a brand reveal. It's a big design reveal kind of thing. But that's what happens. It's more of an intuitive hit that the thing just
Mm.
hits me then piece by
Mm.
piece, I guess.
I love that. Well, and maybe it's like a little bit of like you've got some definition somewhere in your head or ajna in terms of like ideas, but like you said, like you just kind of play with it and you get to know the person, you get to know more information, and then whoop, the vision is there. So there's probably something up here, whether it's a defined center or a gate or something that's working. And I would be surprised if you don't have definition or at least a lot of gates happening in your spleen, just given how much. But you definitely remind me of somebody who has like a lot of logic and a lot of intuition, and they're kind of like playing with each other. I love
Mm.
that.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. Playing with each other. At least they're not fighting.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's the curiosity I always have is like how, if they're defined, how are they connected? Like what channels do you have defined? Because that will often, speak to the flavor of what you do or what lights you up or what comes super easy to you. That's what I love about human design. It's not like telling people who they are. It's like figuring out where the easy engines are in how you've been designed energetically, and figuring out like, am I going to capitalize on this or that? Or, oh yeah, that makes so much sense. I get that. Like there's one of the gates that I talk about all the time is your unconscious Mars, and that is where your core wound to core talent sits. So like it's something that probably in your childhood was an issue or something that you've suffered with or struggled with, but then as an adult it becomes the thing that is your core talent. So mine is the 18, which is about judgment and criticism, and it's like lower state. So like for me, like feeling criticized, self criticizing, being judgmental of others, anytime I find myself like kind of like slipping into judgment of others. I'm like, there's that 18 again, Kel. She's showing up every time. But it's the gate of correction. So I am able to see the fine things. Like if you just do this, like all the dominoes are going to fall. If you just fix this. And the way that I use it as a talent is I almost have to be invited to give that. I can't just offer it because it will come across as criticism instead of like, I'm going to help you fix this.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a matter of perspective, I guess, a matter of how you approach it.
exactly. Well, and that's where like you can be in like the sunny side of the gate or the dark side of the gate, and I I don't even know where I learned it first, but hearing people talk about it, like just when you feel out of alignment, when it doesn't feel right in your body, you're probably just going more towards that shadow state of the gate because it can be either or. It can be, the dark and the light. All is possibility. We have full choice, but then it's like, does this feel in alignment for me? Oh, okay, this is me, like I'm feeling uncomfortable, something is wrong. Oh, I'm in judgment right now. That's why I'm
Okay.
sitting in judgment. I'm seeing something that needs correction. And then sometimes it's like, well, do you need to say it a different way? Or do you need to put it away? Like it's just you are going to always notice the thing that's out of place. It's your core talent
Yeah.
slash wound, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Follow the discomfort.
yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah, exactly. I love that. So I'm like, oh, that's what's happening here. But it's having that presence of mind and awareness to be
Yeah.
like, there's nothing wrong right now. This is just, if something is not working and like somebody sits down with me, like my favorite thing is when somebody comes to me with a problem at work and they're like, oh, this is going on. And I'm like, okay, tell me everything. All right, do you want to am I just receiving what you have to say, or do you want advice? Do you want help? And making sure that I'm not leaping to the conclusion before somebody is ready to go there with me. Yeah.
That's
I've made
beautiful.
lots of mistakes. I'm a 1-3. So I'm with you on the three, like try it, fail, fail, make mistakes. And for a long time, I made that like that there was something wrong with me, that I could never quite get it right. Went down that road of perfectionism. I don't know if you've been there, but
A few
now
times
I
a day.
realize, yeah, yeah. I'm like, of course, I felt that tendency towards perfectionism because I'm like, I just want to get it right, but always making that mistake and over again. I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's just my design. And my one is all about research. Like, I need to know everything. I'm a deep diver. So if I have a topic that I'm interested in, it's going to be everything. I'm going to read everything I can find about it. Somebody tells me about an idea, a book, I'm going to read the book. Like, there's not even a question. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, like, do I have to do this? Like, feels too many books, too many. And then I'm like, no, there's never enough for me. So the
Okay.
combination of the research and then the research hands-on experimentation, then I figure out the thing and then I'm like, I can tell you exactly steps 1 through 3. I've already done A through Z all over the place, made a big mess. Do it this way, make it easy on yourself. So I
Exactly.
have, yeah, I have that piece.
Yeah,
It makes me a good teacher.
exactly. And I love the research thing too. I don't know if it's in there, but
Mm-hmm.
and mine is of course usually online going down all kinds of rabbit holes, um, trying to figure things out or and I'm trying to figure out one thing, and of course I come across five things as I'm doing that
Uh-huh.
this might be good for that client. Oh, that might be good for that client. And so, and I'm trying to keep it all in my head, which is not a good idea at all. It just does not work at all.
Same.
So, uh, I'm trying to get a little bit of a better handle on that because I can
Mm,
get carried away pretty easily. And I like to spend 60% of my time on marketing and 40% of my time doing the work. And I'm not quite there yet. So, um, I don't want to be going down too many rabbit holes I'm curious too. Like,
mm,
but I want to know about that,
mhm,
and about three-quarters of the time it's useful. It's actually useful. Um, but sometimes I think it goes a little overboard
mm.
and got to put the brakes on. I need to know when to put the brakes on so that I don't burn out. And I'm always telling my clients, put the brakes on so you don't burn out.
You're like,
And
listen, I've tried it. I
yeah,
keep trying it. Haven't figured it out perfectly just yet, but I'm pretty sure this is the way to avoid it. You got to put those brakes on sometime.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. And the people I work with are like yourself, um, super empathic and intuitive. So they're susceptible to burnout.
Mm,
Um, Probably more so than the average population because they're receiving energies of all sorts from their own clients.
mm, mm.
And yeah, and getting all kinds of intuitive hits, and it's easy to not put the oxygen mask on yourself before trying to help the person in the seat beside you on the airplane.
My gosh. I've heard that a few times this week, and I feel like, is it the
Really?
universe talking to me?
Little message.
That might be a message for me. Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. And I definitely see it in, my daytime job. I'm an occupational therapist. I work with kids. And it's
Awesome.
very common, for us to get burned out because when you're in a service profession, like you already lean towards giving more to the other. And if you're someone who is giving in your job during the day and you have a family and maybe you have aging parents and
Yeah.
your reflex is so frequently, sure, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. I can help you. I mean, that was me. I literally thought my personality was just very giving. I'm like, learned, oh, actually that's people pleasing. And it's that reflexive yes because I have the energy, but you don't always have the energy.
Yeah.
And that's what happens, like you want to give. And for me, I have an emotional authority. So when you have emotional authority, you have a wave that goes up and down, could be over like 24 hours. And you're going to have the high highs, you're going to have the low lows, and all of it is normal. And you're going to have like that time when you hit the middle and you're stable. But I, I have to wait. Like you have sacral authority. So it's a yes or it's a no. My sister had sacral authority, like it's so simple for her because you present something and she's like, absolutely not. That is not for me. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
You
if
get
I'm
that
in a high
uh-oh
mood, I might
feeling.
be like, sure, yeah, let's do that. Or if I'm in a low mood, it's like, absolutely not. Nope. But I have to let it go through. I have to wait for it to come through. And when I finally learned that, I was like, when I feel that reflexive, yes, I'll do, I'm like, let me think about that. I'll get back to you on that. Like I literally practicing in the mirror. Let me think about that. I'll get back to you on that.
Awesome.
I'm not
That
sure
is,
yet. Let's let me feel through that a little bit. Like I don't even say it's not thinking, it's feeling. I have to feel through it.
yeah.
So yeah. No more committing to like a Friday night dinner on a Monday afternoon or like a Tuesday morning when I'm fully energized. So now I'm like, I need to think about that because I know probably my energy will be low on a Friday afternoon, and that's not the best time for me. And I know I'm going to commit, and then it's going to be Friday afternoon, and I'm going to say, I don't want to
I don't want
go.
to do it.
Don't make me do it. I just want
But
my PJs.
if you go, you might be glad you did.
I might sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, but it's
Could
also
roll the
it's
dice.
also that piece of like using your energy when you have it, but then recognizing like when you're depleting it and choosing to do things that don't light you up or you don't really want to do, but you're doing out of obligation, like for the wrong reason, um, can be an issue.
Exactly, exactly. And it's not that easy to imagine when you're feeling really good on Tuesday morning. You can't really imagine correctly how you're going to feel at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. Like I can't. It's like it's cold outside right now, and that's all I know. If
Hmm.
you're telling me you want me to pack for a trip to the Dominican, I'm going to have a hard time
Mm.
getting those summer clothes in there because it just I can't imagine that it's
Hmm.
actually going to be warm.
I love that. I love that.
I don't know why. I just can't. I do it, of course, but and then with my luck, I'll get there and it'll be really cold at night, and I won't have any sweaters.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's my emotional authority that makes me overpack. Like I joke that like, I took a trip with one of my coworkers in October to go speak at a conference in Portland, Oregon. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna have a carry-on bag." And I was like, "That's not enough space." And she's like, "How many pairs of shoes did you pack?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I don't know what, like, am I gonna be like, I want this pair of shoes and I want this outfit?" And, I probably wore almost everything I brought. I really
Good for
did.
you. Good for
Um,
you.
and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make that a negative thing anymore. I'm like, they let you check your bags, and sometimes I have to pay more, but I don't like the feeling of not having like what I feel like I need in the moment. So I'm
You
like,
want
so yeah,
options.
I want
Yeah.
options.
Yeah, I
Whereas
don't
she
want
was
to.
like, she's like, I just want to like know that it all fits in one bag and I'll figure out. But then she was like, "Oh, I don't really like what I packed." I'm like, see?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm like, I like everything I packed, first of all,
That's right.
because I
That's right.
have to like imagine, like, okay, imagine this scenario and like, what do I want to wear? I also have an undefined identity or G center, which is like your sense of self and direction. And people who have a defined G center, they're like very consistent, like where they're going in life and who they are, no matter where they go. But
Hmm.
I'm literally, I dress for what the thing is. So I'm like, I can't just join an exercise class. I'm like, okay, what is the vibe? Like, what are we wearing?
Yeah,
I like,
exactly.
is it stretch pants? Is it, what is the vibe? I have to dress for the vibe. Like, are we makeup? We're not makeup. And people be like, I'm just going to the gym. I'm like, no, it's never just that for me. It's always, I need to be in like, I'm like an immersion person. So I'm
Yes.
like, I don't know what I'm going to feel. I live in New Jersey. How am I going to feel in Portland? I don't know.
Exactly. You just can't know. I mean, it's a process.
So are you an overpacker as well then?
I am. What usually happens for me, every once in a while, I'll wear everything that I pack, but most of the time I wear the same three things the whole time and don't wear any of the other stuff.
Oh my gosh. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but I love that.
anyway,
I love that. It's just like funny little quirks that you think are funny little quirks that you find, and you're like, that's just part of who I am,
yeah,
you know?
I'm looking at my human design thing.
Oh, cool.
Um, Definition, digestion, environment, perspective, motivation, guilt,
Mm, mm-hmm.
probably.
Probably. Does it show your channels that you have activated?
Um, I don't know. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll take a
And
look. We don't have to do it
we
now
don't
if
have
you
to
don't
do it
want
now.
to. But I love looking at that.
You like
Yeah.
geeking out on that, don't you?
Clearly, yes. No, I really do because I think it's just part of me. Like I see people's designs in action in their bodies and the way that they act. I see all the details. Um, my my design son is gate 9, which is the gate of details. So like juggling all those details, but then like I love making meaning of them. So like looking into the depth of somebody's chart and seeing all those pieces and being like, "Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Look at what you have here." You know, to me it's like tasting all the flavors and recipe and being like, "Oh my gosh, there's saffron. Who knew there was going to be saffron in here?" So I'm like, I really like looking at all that. And you can find some cool themes. And the more people's charts that I dive into, the more I start to really like see patterns, because that's one of my other skills is seeing patterns.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Very nice. Well, it just occurs to me that you have not been on my
I
podcast, which is
haven't.
a travesty that
I know. We'll
we're
fix
going to
that.
remedy ASAP.
Yes.
Absolutely. To be able to geek out more,
Oh,
even more so.
anytime,
Even more
anywhere.
so.
I mean, it'll be here on the digital portal since we're not close. But if I'm ever in your neck of the woods, for sure, I'm looking you up and we're gonna get coffee together.
Yes, we
Um,
are. We are beautiful British Columbia.
I've never been. I really do want to go. I have too many places I want to go to and not enough free time, so I have to remedy that for myself. That's kind of part of my like goal with life, to figure out how do I remedy having more time to travel, because I'm really lit up by travel.
Mm, I don't love travel, which is an odd thing to say, I think, because most people like it. Um, I like, I should qualify it. I am not big on like the big trip to Europe for a month type thing. I can't do that because
Mm.
as exciting as it sounds, and I'm sure it would be, it's too long. I'm too much of a homebody. It's too long to be away.
Mm-hmm.
When I come back, I'm going to forget all my passwords and I won't be able to work for 2 weeks because I'm not going to know where anything is
Oh my
and
gosh.
it'll drive me crazy.
That is that is like the best reason for struggling with travel. I'm gonna come back and forget all my passwords. Oh, Bev, I relate so deeply to that. The amount of times that I have to reset passwords, I'm like, I can't come up with any more ideas. I'm not that creative. I'm like, I don't know. It's definitely one of my stress points. Or like if you open something on a different device and then it's like, oh, well, you need to remember it.
Oh,
I
you need to
don't.
log in. What? No,
No,
don't tell me
no,
I need to
don't log
log.
me out. Please don't log me out.
My computer remembers it. Why can't you?
Just trust me. It's me. It's definitely me. Oh my God. That's so funny. I relate to that too. I think I like to travel. One of my favorite things about travel now is that you can do an Airbnb,
Mm,
because I like to have a routine and a home base. So like when my coworker and I went out to Portland, we got like, oh my gosh, it was the cutest Airbnb. It was like very modern and super cool. We picked like a fun neighborhood to be in. And then I was like, oh, we're gonna like feel the flavor of like being in this neighborhood. Um, but then I feel like I had my bedroom. I always love to unpack and set up a space for myself and like get all my, toiletries set up so I'm ready for all my routines. And I am a routine girly. Like I do love to set that. but I'm pretty good about like pack it all up and create the routine and run with it. But I feel like you do too. Like I like to be home also, and in my element, in my routine. And although I would say I'm fairly extroverted most of the time, I definitely need my alone time to myself. And I didn't really honor that for myself for a long time.
Hmm.
But now that I've been pretty consistent, I feel that like draw to just like take some time for myself
Yeah,
away from other people. And I think it does have a lot to do with other people's energies as well, because
for
I'm
sure.
so hyper aware of everybody else.
For sure. And it's we have to process. Well, I do. I have to process. Something happens, I can't give you an answer right away. I can't tell you how I feel about it right away because I have to process it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
How that
I
was.
love that
That was a non
though.
sequitur.
No, but it's good because no, it really does sound like you probably have some definition somewhere in your head or in your ajna that
Oh, definition. It says triple split definition.
You're a triple split. I knew you were a split definition. Does it
I knew
does
it.
it say I knew it. Does it say which centers are defined?
Um, no, I don't think so.
Are you looking at the picture of the body graph chart?
I have that, yes.
Okay. So if you look at the ones that are colored in, those are the ones that are defined. They have color to them.
Well,
And the
they're
white ones
almost
are not.
almost
Okay.
all of them are colored.
Almost all. Which ones are not colored?
The two on my right side and
Okay.
the very top one.
Very top one. Okay, so you have an open head. And then the two on the right side, the two triangles? No.
Yeah.
Yes, two triangles. That makes
Hmm.
sense. Okay. You do have a defined intuition. So you have the big square on the bottom is defined.
Yep.
That's your root. Okay. So you have a defined root, you have an undefined head, you have a defined G center, the diamond in the middle. You
Yes.
have an undefined will center, which is the tiny triangle. So that
Correct.
one's white. And then
Yep.
there's like a bigger triangle next to it. That's your emotional solar plexus. That makes sense. Because if you
Yep.
had definition your emotional solar plexus, you'd have emotional authority.
Yep.
And then the triangle on the other side is defined.
Okay, I just lost you. No.
Oh no, find me. I still see you. You're still there.
Oh, good. Good. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I guess I can talk to you without seeing
You'll
it. I don't
find
know what
me.
happened there. I don't know what
I'm
happened there.
hiding.
I no, I was now my computer's frozen.
Oh, you well, your face is still looking beautiful and bright and
Okay.
present.
Okay, good. Well, let's draw a card.
Okay, let's draw a card then. So, we were talking about some of the decks before. Did any one of them like call out to you? There
Well,
was
I love the curious
okay.
pictures because that was
That's my
my
my latest. So for the listener, this is the Tower of Curious Creatures, which is by Chris Ann, who also did the Light Seers Tarot, which is my had been my favorite tarot deck. Um, but
okay.
this one
I'm
is new
back.
to me. All
Found
right.
you.
So I haven't even really shuffled it all that much, to be
That's
honest.
okay.
So let's see. Are we pulling? How many cards are we pulling, Bev?
Three.
Great. Ooh, three cards. Oh my God, this is so exciting for me. Okay. Three cards. They're like even still super stiff. I haven't even broken them in. All right. And they're so gorgeous. The creatures are so gorgeous, but the cards themselves are gorgeous. I'll just show you in case you're watching on video. But they're like purple and red. They have like a peacock feather. All right, three cards. Okay, here we go. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, And it looks like a little
The
bear
ace.
claw,
Ace.
bear
Yeah.
and a bee. Ace of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
Hmm.
the sun. Please. Bev
Oh,
and I are like, please. All right. So seeds, sun. We like this.
nice.
And the Two of Pentacles.
Interesting.
Super cute. So the for the listener, the Ace of Pentacles is a bear and he's got like a gold coin with a star. And then the sun is a lizard in a very cute red and white polka dot bathing suit with cute little high heels. And she's holding a sunflower above her head. And then the Two of Pentacles looks to be a duck or a goose standing on an egg with two um, of those gold coins with a star on it. So let's see.
Right.
Let's see what.
Balancing the coins while on a sort of
Yeah.
moving
What
thing.
balancing while okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting, like right away, we've got a lot of like hand action. We've got the bear with the hands on the pentacle. We've got the lizard holding the sun up in the air. And then we've got the goose or the duck holding the coins in either hand. So balance, but like lots of hands and arms. All right,
Yep.
let's see what these want to tell us. All right, we'll go first to the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Manifesting power, new beginnings, prosperity, seeds of potential, magnificent success, new ventures or creations, provisions, gifts, a chance to begin anew. Welcome to the pathway of earthly abundance. This ace serves as an entry point to a new journey of security and prosperity. And your first step is to connect with Mother Earth. Oh, yes. Let's
Mm-hmm.
do that. It's time to
Mm-hmm.
hear your relationship with your health, your financial wealth, and how you tap into the energies of pleasure and contentment. The Bear Guide grants safe and joyful passage as you root down into the deep vibration of Mama Gaia. You are of the earth, and Mother Earth asks you to plant new ideas and plans into her bedrock and to reverently give thanks to the bounties she will in return bestow. Your relationship with this energy is paramount to your success. When your new opportunity looms in front of your eyes, you'll need to call in your optimism, your gratitude, and your diligence. Know that its successful fruition is your destination, and that all the materials and resources you'll need to build your dream, your earthly environment, will come in sight as you create. Your harvest will be the incredible reward for the progress made, so find peace and presence as you begin this new journey. It's time to enjoy the material realm and embody Earth's magic. Oh, well, that
Wow.
sounds amazing.
Wow. I don't think
Okay.
I've been using those cards. I don't think I ever read that.
I mean, that sounds perfect for, I
Yeah.
mean, we're literally just into the Lunar New Year. The
Wasn't
fire
there
horse is coming in.
there was an
So,
eclipse yesterday, wasn't
an
there?
eclipse yesterday, like a whole shawammy. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that also speaks to what we were talking about with the people that we talk to on our podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
being the catalyst of the higher vibration it's starting,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Well, then we got the sun, which,
Hmm.
hello, I always love to get the sun card. I'm
Yeah,
always like, yes, more sunshine, please.
it can't go wrong.
It's health, positivity, success, inspiration, joy, feeling carefree, beauty, nature, life force, vitality. The sun ushers in good vibes and positive outcomes. Are you feeling them yet? This is a massively positive sign and a giant yes to successful outcomes and hearts brimming with joy. It's time to radiate freedom, optimism, and fun and to embrace the full expression of self. Accept yourself enthusiastically and stride toward that piece of peace that you've been looking for. If you feel any resistance to this card, it's definitely time to ask yourself why you've been blocking your own happiness. Which part of your life needs a little more sunlight? Has a less than optimistic mindset been clouding your attention and your focus? What's holding you back? Lie back and bask in the sun's rays of growth while its vitality reaches your core. Warm your spirit in its bright blessings because success and laughter are waiting for you when you do. Ah,
How lovely. There's no downside to the sun. Like, I mean, other than if you want to say, don't fly too close to it. But other than that, basically, there's really no
mm-mm,
negative
mm-mm.
interpretation that you can make of the sun. It's just one of those cards.
So this is cool. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the Sun, followed by the Two of Pentacles. So the Sun kind of like sneaking herself in the middle of these two.
Mm,
Um, Two of Pentacles, juggling options, choices, duality, balancing time and energy, feeling pulled between the material and the spiritual planes, pivoting, adapting, equilibrium, obligations. To say you've got choices is an understatement. Lately, you've been juggling your options and your responsibilities like a pro, or maybe it only looks like that on the outside. Trying to pivot all day long to find your footing feels a whole lot less stable on the inside. And there's a good chance you've been doing too many things, saying yes to all the obligations, trying to do it all. Modern day life often asks far too much of us, and it can strain your relationship with your own sense of peace, not to mention your relationship with those around you. Things are wobbly. So underschedule your life next week and focus on one thing at a time. What can you let go of? Which responsibilities are crucial and which can fall away? It's time to find your center and get your ducks in a row. It's time to consciously create your harmony. Perfect balance means that which is perfectly fulfilling, healthy, energizing, and rewarding for you. Ooh, I love that.
that's nice.
Yeah. So I'm
That's good
feeling
advice, man.
it's such good advice. And it really does kind of speak to what we were talking about, where like you can't say yes to everything.
Yeah,
I mean, you can and you will burn out. And that's what
yeah.
it's talking about, having that fine balance and having harmony. So I feel like the message that's coming through is it's the beginning of the year. We're planting our seeds. We're remembering to bask in the sun that we're using to, make sure those seeds grow and are ready to harvest. And at the same time, like make sure we're balanced. We're not overdoing it. You can't put your eggs in every basket because there's an egg
Oh,
there, right? So we have to talk about the
yeah.
egg, but you can't put your eggs in every basket. And
Love
that
that.
it's also important while you're going into these new beginnings and this prosperity and all these opportunities and the sun is here for you. You have to be conscious about it and realize that life is not all work. It is also having balance and making sure that we're giving where we're supposed to be giving, and we're also having that time for ourselves to retreat, that time with other people. I kind of love that the sun has a little, she's wearing her lizard bathing suit. I'm like, we were just talking about taking some trips and you had mentioned Costa Rica. So I
That's
feel
right.
like Spirit is like, yeah, man, get some sunshine.
That's there's a
And we've
beach there.
got three pentacles all together. One, two, three, and three is a magic number and three cards. So anyway, sounds
Beautiful.
fantastic.
Absolutely. I love
Beautiful
that. Love
cards.
that interpretation. That's fantastic.
I love to read the books because I feel like it kind of, there's usually a word or two that pops out that I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, yep, that's the one. That makes
that
sense.
is the message. That was the
Yeah,
right card. Yeah.
it's always the right card.
Yeah.
And I love that there's such cute little designs on these. I mean, the one with the pentacles, there's some flowers and a little teeny
Mm,
tiny bee. The one with the sun, her sunflower sun, there's a really pretty pink feather that's found its
yeah,
way into the petals.
you're right.
And this card, there are one, two, three, four little floating feathers in there. I don't know if you can see those, Bev. They're
I
so tiny.
can. I
There's four
can.
little floating
I never
feathers. So
noticed that.
yeah. So there's some cute little fun finds on these cards.
Yes.
Yeah. And the I think I don't know, is he a duck or a goose? What do we think? Or is he a different?
I would say duck, but I
I'd say
can't
duck.
be
Maybe it says it, probably
It
says
pro
it in
usually
here.
they say it
I
says
don't
in
want
the
to insult this gentleman. Okay, let's see. Oh, he's a
call
duck.
them by the
He is a
wrong
duck.
species.
No, that would be so rude. He's a mallard. Okay.
Duck. Okay.
So, yeah. So he's wearing the cutest little like rusty orange tie and a sporty vest with stripes and pants and sensible loafers.
Well, he's juggling, but he's doing okay. He's doing it
He's doing
okay.
okay. And he doesn't look very stressed. Like
Not at all.
he's doing the balancing act, but he's not stressed by it.
Nope,
Yeah. This
which is
is this
nice.
is so fun. And maybe the Ace of Pentacles is a bear and there's a bee, and the bear is like, I know if I stick close to this bee and these flowers and I put this pentacle down into the soil, eventually there's more flowers. And where there's a bee and where there's flowers, what does the bear want? Honey. He's like, there's going to be honey here. Anyway,
Down the road.
this is like totally this deck is right up my alley because it's
It's
super
awesome.
cute and fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very cute.
So, listener, you've got a lot of fun advice as you're starting your February 2026. Bev, anything else you want to tell us about what do you think is coming up in 2026? What are some good let's lean into your skills as a web designer and digital marketer. What are some things, maybe two to three, that a spiritual entrepreneur can be doing right now to capitalize on the energies in this amazing set of cards that we got today?
A spiritual entrepreneur. Well, one thing that I think I see coming more and more is community. And my thought is get into the community. If you're a spiritual entrepreneur, if you're just starting or you want to do some promotion or whatever it is, get into the community. You know, you and I are in a couple of them. There's lots of them. Get with the like-minded people and join in the vibration. I think that's paramount. Um, I also think that AI is coming hard and fast, and it's going to, it's going to help. I think it's going to help spiritual entrepreneurs, all entrepreneurs really, um, kind of, get businesses off the ground. It's going to help web designers for sure because there's all kinds of automated things happening. There's AEO, which is the sort of an offshoot of SEO. So we can start doing things like getting your website mentioned in Google AI summaries and Chat GPT and things like that. And there's all these tools that are
Hmm.
coming that we
Hmm.
can all use. And the spiritual entrepreneurs I know, a lot of them are quite savvy. They actually are geeky a little bit on tools sometimes because they've tried it themselves, you know. You're starting out as a solopreneur, you're not jumping into a big expensive program or hiring a whole team. So they kind of tend to start out on their own and kind of get their feet wet on these things and then they start liking it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be lots of opportunities there. But of course, if you'd rather not do it yourself, which I recommend hiring someone to do it for you or to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice to have just somebody to bounce ideas off, even,
Mm-hmm.
um, and to do the legwork, do the heavy lifting for you. You know, you're as a spiritual entrepreneur, your job is to get that energy out there and the vibration and we'll do the logic and you do the magic.
Mm. I love that. Well, you are logical and magical, Bev. And I am so thrilled that you came to speak with me today because I have loved having this conversation. I've loved taking it in different directions, and I appreciate your willingness to let me dissect your human design a little bit. It really does. That for sure lights me up. That is definitely one of my geek outs. And I really encourage everyone to check out her podcast, The Spiritual Solopreneur. And also, we'll put all of Bev's information in the show notes if you're interested in looking for someone to work with in terms of doing your web design. And if you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you know this is not your strong suit, and you would love to have someone to support you through it, check out Bev. And if you feel like you would be an exceptional guest on Bev's podcast, or you want to have like the full experience and you've never been on mine, um, pitch to us. We would love to have you come on the podcast. And I mean, I feel like everybody has some great perspective on what to expect in 2026. I love your two suggestions, and literally they would have been the two things that I would have thought. So I think that's so cool. I was totally in line with that. Community is coming up more and more for sure, and I think people really are driven right now to feel connected to something real and true. Those healing vibrations, the right people, like-minded people, and they are out there. They are on LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, you can find Bev and I there. And I think they're in our communities too. I'm finding more and more people are like, wait, you do what outside of like your day job? They're like, wait, will you read my human design? Can you bring your tarot cards? I'm like, I probably can't bring them to work. That would probably be like way too distracting for me. I don't have much discipline when it comes to how much fun I have with it. But I think finding people in your direct community as well is really important right now, and supporting our communities as best we can. And AI, yeah, I think AI is really such a fascinating area. And I think we're really just starting to get ourselves to understand its potential and capacity. And I think we're sort of moving past like AI good or bad, and more into like AI useful, resourceful or not, right? And there are definitely ways to use it that are more helpful, more aligned. I think automation is going to be a big piece of things. I think about how much we've had to work on, talk about being generators, like building a website from scratch.
Yep.
uh yeah, as I go into I've already I'm going into my fourth, but this one it's a landing page. It's already pretty much designed for me because I want to be able to have a place to send people if they want their human design charts, that they don't have to talk with me. So I'm doing that. I
That's
haven't
awesome.
launched that yet, but I may be like, oh, Bev, I want you to give me some pointers for my landing page.
Sure.
So yeah, keep me updated about your Eventbrite, and if you have that information, we'll stick it in the show notes. And if you get it soon, we'll edit the show notes and put it in there. So if you're catching this after the fact, you can participate in Bev's really cool Eventbrite and get some feedback on your existing website and make some little tweaks here and there to have it just pulling in the right people for you.
Exactamo. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
my friend. This has been absolutely lovely.
Good. I know we were both talking about how like selfishly we enjoy the podcast because it's so life-giving and energy giving by the end. Like we just feel like our cups are so full and overflowing. So we just got to fill each other's cups, which is
Exactly.
awesome, which is
The
great. And we should do
vibration
it
is
again.
raised. Yeah.
Hmm. And we'll do it
Super.
again. I'll come on your podcast, and we can have
Carry
another
on.
fun conversation.
All
Yay!
right.
Thank
Sounds
you so
great.
much, listener.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
being here. Be
Thank you
sure
all.
to like, share, and if you have an extra minute, hop down, rate, and leave a comment on this episode. Tell us what really resonated with you. That's how we get all this positive vibe out in the airwaves and into more people's ears. So, thank you so much. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.